Hey guys, welcome back to my first video on the DerpSMP. Today there was a ton that happened. For one, a leader was overthrown and desolation reigned. And out of this desolation emerged one supreme leader. Let's take a look at the events that shaped the war of the DerpSMP. So as it happened, I had to jump on the SMP as fast as I could because I was told that the trial or the meeting was going to start as soon as possible. So I, of course, tried to get all the extracurricular junk out of my inventory. And then, I was thinking about things that I could possibly do to get more overpowered. But I mean, I had strength pots, I had a weakness pot. I didn't really need too much more. So hopefully that was going to be fine. I didn't know if there was going to be big of a battle, but there might have been. So you can never be too safe. Never be too safe. So after arranging my inventory, of course, I head to the spawn where the meeting was going to be held. I had two shields because I thought if one got broken with an axe, I could swap to the other one, and it would allow me to always have a shield. But unfortunately, come to find out, that doesn't work. So I was getting pretty close when I realized that I had forgotten to rename my sword. I had a really special name planned for my sword, based off of one of my heroes and favorite YouTuber, Dream. I named my sword Nightmare. After I renamed the sword, I headed over to the spawn, and as I got there, my frame started dropping like drastically. And it turns out that everyone and their brother brought dogs. So when I got there, the lag was horrible. Dogs were everywhere. Some people had punched the dogs, so the dogs were trying to kill them, specifically Squid, and I think Panda did as well. So while this was all unfolding, we were trying to figure out whether or not to kill all the dogs or what, and Sheep didn't want the dogs to get killed, so ended up taking them outside and trying to deal with the issue. Unfortunately, I lost my Discord audio during this video and my main audio, so I was unable to get any audio from this. So unfortunately, I have to do this overlay. But if you guys, thank you for enduring with me. So I thought things were definitely going down when I saw that many dogs. So you can see I did grab my enchanted gap, which unfortunately didn't really work out as well as I thought it would. But you win some, you lose some. The chaos was pretty crazy. Frames were nasty, like I said. People were getting kicked. You can see in the chat there in the bottom left corner, Derpy Sheep got kicked, and Squid because the lag was so bad. Now it turns out that Derpy, Squid, and I were the only ones in full netherite. We were the only ones. Some people were in almost all stock iron. Others were in gold and chain. It was pretty crazy. So I wanted to take a screeny with Squid, and I told him in the call that we should head over to the little mountain and take a photo, a nice little screeny of the only two on the server who had full netherite at the time. We came very much over-prepared for what was supposed to happen, but better safe than sorry, they say, so we ended up just rolling with it. The screeny turned out to be pretty funny because we're here in our full netherite and Androm shows up and all he's got is some enchanted diamond leggings. Like that's how much more overpowered we were than others. So everyone once the dogs were eliminated decided that we were gonna try and sit down and actually vote on who was going to be leader. Jeepers the Frog, he was the current leader at the time. He was pretty rarely on the server, so enforcing laws and everything else was something that he didn't really do much of. So once we got into the courthouse, Anthony started giving a speech about how we needed a new leader, and I was against all government, and Derpy Squid was for the government. So there was 2 full netherites on either side of this skirmish, and unfortunately, Derpy Squid is the far superior in PvP when it comes to 1.16 than I am. So it wasn't looking too good for the anti-government side. But Jeepers the Frog ended up coming up front and giving a little speech about how he was gonna leave, and everyone wanted to execute him. So I took the advantage of running after him when he tried to escape, which ended up turning into me just critting him a few times and then taking him out with my sword. And I was the one who ended up assassinating the leader. Now, Derpy Squid, turns out he was 100% for the government. So there wasn't really much hope of me killing him. He had a totem. He was much better at PvP than me. So I was running, trying to regen health. I didn't come to the fight expecting to have to do a ton of fighting. So I chugged my gap and started chasing him. At this point, he knew he couldn't kill me, so his goal was to run out my God Apple, and once that had happened, then he'd turn on me and try and take me out. So I drank a strength pot because Derpy Sheep decided that he was going to try and attack me. So we ended up having a little mini skirmish with him. I was much more powerful, so it turned out into him running off. I saw Jeepers again, decided not to kill him. Headed back and restarted my battle with Squid. He knew my God Apple had run out at this point. It was a fair fight, kind of. I did have strength. I don't know what he had, but he ended up killing me because, well, he's much better than I am. Thankfully, I got all my stuff back, and we decided that if we spawned a Wither, whoever got the Wither Star would become the new leader, because we couldn't figure out via fighting, we couldn't figure it out voting, so we decided to spawn the most overpowered boss in the game, and whoever killed it and got the Wither Star would be the one who would become the new leader of the SMP. Now, I was using poison arrows at the time. I don't exactly know why I was, because poison in general and harming potions do regen to undead mobs, and the Wither is undead. So whenever I'd hit him with one of my arrows, I'd do regen, which was kind of dumb on my part. The Wither ended up aggroing on me, and again, I didn't have anything to regen health quickly. I had a little bit of bread and not much more, so it ended up turning into me running from the Wither continuously, trying to get others to follow it and take the aggro off of me, which wasn't turning out the way I wanted it to. Now, unfortunately, if you die to the Wither, and one of his skulls hits your stuff, no matter what substance it is, netherite, diamond, anything, it's gonna delete it. So I really did not want to die, for one, because there was a lot of people that didn't have much stuff and would probably be more than willing to take it. Secondly, there's skulls flying everywhere, so I really did not want to lose my gear to the Wither, because I spent a solid bit of time grinding for my stuff, and you get a weird connection to your stuff when you've grinded for it for a long time. So at this point, we've gotten it down to almost half health, but I was not doing very good. I only had a couple hearts. I tried swimming, and unfortunately, it was still very easily kept up with me. I lost the Wither effect, and I thought I lost the Wither. I was quite happy, but turns out it wasn't, and it was in its ground mode, and ended up killing me. So on my way back to get my stuff, Jeepers was there, and I thought he'd taken some of it, so I had my axe, so I just critted him to death to get some of my stuff back. But turns out, well, I didn't have any of my stuff. The Wither ended up deleting it, and Derpy Squid was the one who ended up picking it up for me, and I only had pants left, my axe, and my sword. That was the only thing that was left from this fight. So they ended up taking the Wither down in a hole, killing it. Derpy Squid became the leader. He got the Nether Star, and that's how the War of the DerpSMP went down. For those of you who made it all the way through the video, I just want to say thanks so much for the support. And it would be amazing if you could go down and smash that like button and subscribe. I also want to say I'm sorry that the audio was so rough, and I lost the original audio from when we first recorded this. So thank you for enduring that, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!